Boom, baby. Welcome, everybody. Maté talk time. Good to be before you all. Hoping everybody is well across the world. Hope you guys are feeling good. I have my, of course, my Maté, and read my mind. That is right. It's going to be a short Maté talk today. The reason for that is that Grace, I'll tell you more about Grace. She was meant to send me a video. She couldn't get a chance, so next week I'm going to keep it a surprise. So something's cooking in the background there. And Hannah, it's her annual leave, grr. So it's yours truly doing all the work. It's okay, 1 week. I was dreading this week. Anyway, announcements. At the end of this video, we're going to be talking about three things. One is how to become a member. I've had a few questions last week. Off your phone, it is a little bit more complicated, but I'll show you how to do it. Super easy. Sora Dora, you have a chance to win a full bottle of anything in the white collection, and I'll send it anywhere in the world. I don't care where you live. I'll send it to you. The winner will get that, and I'll show you how you can win that. And the last thing is, there is going to be the spin. Look at these. Look at this. Look at these beautiful people right here. These are the members of the channel, and we're going to be doing 2 spins today. I'll send you something, and I'll tell you more about what that means. Okay. Let me bring you on my testing journey. So I am the niche fragrance. Cool. All right. That's what I like. Collecting. And that is an important part. So I do like collecting. Sure. And judge me. I don't care. Judge me. I don't care. I like collecting. It's what I do. I've always collected, even as a child, like a 4-year-old. I used to collect chocolate wrappers, and I used to have them in a book. You know, I wish anyway, it doesn't matter. Worth nothing, but it's the nostalgia behind it. So one thing that I love is, I love collecting, but I also love perfumery. This episode here that I filmed alongside Liam from NOAH, or Dr. Liam, I should say, from NOAH, I asked him the question in that video, does he think that perfume is important? We had a great conversation on that. So have a look at that to get the full detail on it. In short, I said that if I couldn't smell, so if I couldn't enjoy perfume, then my life would be gray and drab, and it's 100% true. And I compared it to eating white bread for the rest of my life. And I'm talking about the white bread that you buy from a supermarket in a plastic bag that just, I'm sure it could sustain you, but your life, it just, for me, would be very, very gray and drabby. I mean, if I had to live on that, I'd be very grateful, but if I can have a choice, then I would choose something else. So the way that I like to, the reasons why I buy fragrance, as I mentioned, I am a collector, so I do enjoy finishing collections and whatnot. But I also love it because I love wearing. I love wearing a beautiful fragrance. I love what it does for me. I love how it changes my mood. I love how it makes me feel, all these different components. So I buy fragrance for me. The second one is of how it extends, projects me into the world. So if I know that I'm going to a venue or a function or a party, or even things that I know that Sandra, my wife, loves, or my family love to smell, and that's another reason why I would go, you know what, this will be great, because I know that the people around me will enjoy smelling this kind of fragrance in the air. And the third reason is actually you guys. You guys, yes, it's true. Believe it or not, you guys are a big priority. Sometimes I think to myself, this I need to buy because I can now talk about it in more detail, because this is going to be for the new recruits or whatever it may be. For those who are new to the channel, I have a rating, not a rating system, my brain went donk. I have oh my gosh, this system, all right. Category? No, not category. Classification, boom, so easy. I'm a little bit hyped, can you tell? Beep, bada, boop, boop, boop. I've had quite a few of these already. A classification system, and I think about how do I fill this classification system so that everybody gets a chance to experience fragrances on the journey that they are on. So if you're brand new to niche, I would recommend to you, have a look at all the different recommendations that I've put forward under new recruit, rather than jump in. I've had one person, man, this was funny. He said to me, actually here's the comment here, because I love Teroni by Orto Parisi, but that is veteran, or like a 5-star general. I mean, this is not for a new recruit. He compared it to smelling the sweaty balls of a warthog. And I'm like, for starters, I don't know what you're doing that close to a warthog. But, you know, congratulations on surviving that, I guess. But yeah, that's not one that I would recommend to a new recruit. Teroni, no. You grow and develop yourself to that moment in time. So the last reason why I buy fragrance is to include it in the classification system, and also so I can share more on the channel. All right. The last thing that I do whenever I'm testing fragrances is I never look at notes. Sometimes it's very hard, and I really have to stop myself from wanting to unbox it, you know, because my brain's going, what is that note? And sometimes it's super frustrating as I'm trying to unpick this one thing that I'm smelling, but I force myself not to touch it, because at the end of the day, I want to experience the fragrance. I want to see what it's saying to me. You know, how does this fragrance perform, and where would I see myself wearing it? Does it make me happy? That's an important element of when I'm wearing a fragrance. Is it something that my brain is reaching out for? I normally, when I wear fragrances, because there's so many fragrances to explore, I normally test and have 5. I have 2 on one arm, 2 on the other, and I do put something on my chest. That's only something that I already know that I think I'm gonna like, and I'll put that on my actual body itself. But I never look at notes. So today, I'm gonna talk about fragrances. I don't know their notes, other than a few things that may have been unboxed or heard, or the name associated to it. All right. If you got any questions for me on that, please write it down and I will respond. All right, here we go. The first fragrance. So Zoologist is a brand that we've never had for quite some time here in Australia. It's now Noah has it, and they've got the full collection. And so I've deep dived in all things when it comes to Zoologist. I tested 3 fragrances prior. All those 3 were knock out of the park. Just loved them. I'm not a fan of this one. So it's not that it's a bad fragrance, so I'm not like, ooh, I don't like this at all. It's more that it threw me off. I had a preconceived notion when I saw the image on the front, this great little cow with her bonnet. Is that a bonnet? And I'm guessing it's a her. And I just thought it was cow milk, and so I thought it would have been a creamy, milky, gourmand, vanilla-style fragrance. Not that at all. On first open, it's very green. It has a fruity touch to it. There's a tinge of sweetness in there. It really, it's almost like thinking that you're biting into an orange, and in fact you've just bit into a lemon, and you're like, whoa, your brain's just going into overdrive, not realizing what is going on here, because here I was expecting a milky gourmand, and instead I got a very green, very fruity kind of fragrance. For me, the best way to describe that opening is pastoral green. So think of rolling hills, lush grass, very green and vibrant, almost to the point of oversaturated when it comes to the image. And that's what I get. When it dries down, it does go a little bit on the creamy side. I've got it here. I really cannot unbox what exactly is it that I'm smelling, meaning that I'm still getting a tinge of that fruit and a little bit of that green, but now I'm getting a creaminess. And I'm gonna say, being that it's cow, there must be some kind of milk note in here, but I'm not getting anything lactonic. So nothing sort of, I think of something like Remember Me by Xerjoff, that has a very lactonic sort of, almost to the point of being milky and chai-like, you know, with all the spices in there. Whereas here, I'm just getting like, think of a beautiful chewy caramel, you know, and it's luxurious in the mouth and it's smooth and silky. That's the smell profile that I get, but no gourmand elements to it. Melbourne has finally decided to catch up when it comes to its weather. Up until now, we've been having fairly pleasant weather. It's now realized that we're going to be in winter in a couple of days' time, and it's gone really cold. And it was raining before I started filming, and I feel that this fragrance here, so I wore it twice now. Both times, the first time, like I said, it took me by surprise. I'm like, whoa, this is not what I thought. The second time, I knew what I was walking into, so I was expecting more on the wood, understood the fragrance better. But I think the weather is wrong. This, I feel, would be better suited to a spring sort of environment, or a cool summer, for instance. There's a bit of warmth in the air, and I think this fragrance could do well. Performance-wise, I'm also struggling, and it could be the fact that it is cold. It's not really coming off my body at all. So overall, cow, is, for the moment, a no. Having said that though, I'd be curious to know if anybody has KAJAL in their collection. What are your thoughts? Tell me what you think of it. Where do you wear it? Am I making the right assumption that it is a more spring-like fragrance? I sometimes have done this in the past where I wear a fragrance and I'm like, well, this does not work on me. And then I put it aside, and then at a different temperature of the different weather, I re-wear the fragrance, and all of a sudden, boom, it begins to operate. So I think that this one here needs to be revisited in spring or in slightly warmer weather. But for now, this winter and cool, not so much. All right, that's one. So that one is a hold. So the on KAJAL, there is a hold on that one. But I'd be curious to hear what you guys have to say. The next one, this is Corpse Reviver. The brand is called FZOTIC. FZOTIC. It's a brand new brand. I've never heard of this brand before. So have a look at this particular video. Liam put it forward. This is one of the fragrances in the Noah collection. And it's a brand that I had no idea even existed. And it's really impressive. So I actually, in this video that we did together, the first spray of that is beautiful chocolate pudding, and I'm like, wow. And I did put it on skin. As I'm packing up on that shoot, I'm like, something smells sassy. Something smells off. And I discovered that it's this fragrance here. So this is Corpse Reviver. And the best description is that it's horribly beautiful. There is a gentleman by the name of Ricardo. He's from Chile. I love that. The Chileans. So I'm from Argentina, so we say chileno. We give that chi. But the Chileans, they say chileno. They really like to slide into that word. Anyway, so Ricardo is from Chile, and he loves, he's named this category, horribly beautiful, and I love that terminology. Ricardo, that belongs to you, but I love that horribly beautiful name because it defines fragrances that are like, what in the world? But oh, mama, what are you doing? That smells really good. So it has this, repulsion, attraction to it. And this Corpse Reviver is exactly that for me. So on first opening, it's like gourmand and chocolatey, a little bit of caramel and some slight vanillas. Then it begins to dry down, and in that midpoint of the dry down, I'm like, what in the world is that smell? What is smelling? And it smells like egg yolk. So think of, egg yolk. You're creating an omelet has the full egg, but anyway, that slightly off, sour or kind of bitter scent profile to it. Then as it dries down even deeper, you're keeping that egginess in it, but now you're getting this vanilla, the custardy side, but with this repulsion attraction piece in it. It's wild. So this is one where it's one where I'm like, oh yeah, this is beautiful. Oh no, what is going? Oh, hang on a second, this is interesting. So it's got me on my toes a bit. I need to wear it a little bit more. I have been wearing it quite a bit of late. Well, when I say quite a bit, I've worn it twice. On one of the occasions, my son, Nelson, he did the same thing to me. He's like, he gave me a hug. He's like, wow, that's really, ooh, whoa, what is that? So his first impulse was to say, that's really nice. And you do get the gourmand chocolatey sort of pieces of it, but then you get this sass. And he called it, because as I was looking at things, actually, as Liam was sharing it, so Nelson said to me, does that have civet in it? And Liam mentioned in the video that this does have civet. So there is a bit of a skanky, stinky, sort of musky scent profile to this. One of the things that I did see, because I was trying to find out who is FZOTIC, there's a gentleman by the name, the gentleman's name is Bruno Fazzolari. If he's not Italian or has Italian ancestry, I'll be surprised. But anyway, I did see that on this particular fragrance, Corpse Reviver, he defined it as, boom, 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 an avant-garde gourmand. And there it is. So it's the same category as horribly beautiful. And I think that's what he's trying to say in a very nice way. So it's an avant-garde gourmand. So it has those gourmand pieces to it, but there's another little bit of a sass going on. I'd recommend it. So this is one I don't recommend for anybody who is a new recruit or even a semi-pro. I would say veteran onwards. Check this baby out. So this is one that there is a question mark on my side. It is a brand that I feel like I need to get deeper involved in. So I saw some of the others of the FZOTIC. I've had also some members, Mike, shout out to you, who recommends it as one of the brands. And it's something that I can see would be perfect to fit into my categories. That would be great for veterans onwards. So FZOTIC is one that there is a question mark on. I'm curious, and there is a chance that it will be part of the collection. Moving on. The next one is a yes, and this is Francesca Bianchi's Voluptuous Oud. Oh, baby, baby. So Francesca Bianchi is not for new recruits, definitely maybe just borderline semi-pros, but onwards, veterans, you guys need to have Francesca Bianchi. She is, okay, so here's another brand. We had it, disappeared from Australia, and now it's back through Noah. So Noah are the distributors for it in Australia. So Voluptuous Oud is one that is a big yes. Other than the word oud, so I'm gonna say 100% there's oud in here, not even 100%, there is oud in here. The other notes, I don't know. It opens exceptionally seductive and almost, and a lot more gourmand and than Corpse Reviver, where Corpse Reviver claims to be a gourmand or an avant-garde gourmand with those chocolatey vanilla and caramels. I find that Voluptuous Oud on that opening seems to be more exaggerated in that gourmand realm. So there's this caramel, burnt sugar, sweetness. There is a dessert-like quality to it, even though it's meant to be an oud fragrance. When I heard the word Voluptuous Oud, I was a little bit hesitant, thinking this was going to be an over-the-top. The reality is, when I think of something that is voluptuous, I think of breasts, and that's not trying to be disrespectful, crude or anything, but it's just, that's the sort of imagery that happens to a man. So this is, and it's that. I think there is a roundness to it. There's a warmth to this. There is a bit of stop, but you get where I'm going. So there is an abundance when it comes to the oud, but it's not stinky. It's not over the top. It's not barnyard or repulsive, where you think to yourself, no, this is way too much. Far from it. If anything, and I even want to say, I know I said that veterans onward, but I'm even like, if you're just like in that semi-pro, I would even go and say, test out Voluptuous Oud. If you haven't had an oud fragrance before, this is something that is real, in the sense that you're getting that beautiful, sassy oudness, but without the stinky, fecal, poopy-like component to it. All right. That is Corpse Reviver, and that egg custardy, sort of, there's a booziness in there, like a rum or something or other going on. Whereas Voluptuous Oud, it's really sexy. It's a really, really gorgeous fragrance. It wouldn't be one that you get up close to. This is one that in the air is just intoxicating. This would be just, you would fall in love. This is very alluring. It does have like a sensual lure connected to this fragrance. For me, it's a win, and I put here, it's a win for me. It's a win because I know that those around me will love it. Of late, Sandra has really enjoyed the scent profile of a well-constructed oud. Doesn't like the stinky side of things, but a beautiful oud, and it's just gorgeous in the air. And then the third one is for you guys. So for me, this is a win-win-win, and one that I'm definitely wanting to put onto in my collection. So I don't have this one yet. I did write here that on that opening, it does have a vanilla, dark fruit, So think of like the vanilla bean, last week I talked about Vanilla by L'Absolu, and I talked that it was a sweaty vanilla, meaning that it has this animalistic or animalic sort of tinge to it. And I find that on the opening, Voluptuous has that same sweaty, animalic sort of sexuality to it. Gorgeous fragrance. Francesca Bianchi, and again, watch this episode. She's all about and not ashamed to say that fragrances are a lure, a sexual lure. So, and really, you smell that and you have impure thoughts. All right, next one. Voluptuous Oud. The next one, so this is the comedy of this moment here. You ready? So, have a look at this little video that I created. This was a story that went out. This lovely lady here is the delightful Alexandre. I've done some productions with Alexandre in the past. We've done 3. On the last one, we were in Paris. And as I was talking to camera, it just came out, the delightful Alexandre. Anyway, I was talking to Alexandre, and she said to me, she was here in Melbourne, and we were just catching up, and she said to me, have you tested out, or have you seen the new Xerjoff Neo Rio? And I said to her, I haven't, and I didn't say anything to her, but in my brain, I'm like, I don't want to smell it, because I feel a little bit like, do you know the show Mad Men? There's a character in there in season 2, his name was Duck Phillips. And I feel sorry for this poor guy. For those who love Mad Men, I mean, what a show. So well written, you really feel for these characters. Anyway, so he was an alcoholic, a recovering alcoholic. And I always remember the scene. So a lot of people remember the scene where he gets rid of Chauncey, the dog, and are heartbroken by that. But for me, because I'm into smell, this scene here where he opens the bottle, so he's had a crap day, and he opens the bottle and smells the gin. And the way that his eyes close and inhales, and for me, that was the most memorable part of that particular episode. So I'm like that with Xerjoff. So I don't want to smell Neo Rio, because I'm like a recovering alcoholic when it comes to these guys. I'm like, what am I going to buy every single Xerjoff that's out there? So what did she do? Bless her soul. She sent me a sample. So she goes, check it out, see what you think. You might like it. This was full. I don't know if you can see that. This was full. I'm doing the Duck Phillips, like, oh my gosh. Anyway. I don't know about you guys, but Neo Rio it's a hit. I would love to hear your comments, because am I just insane? But on first spray, I was there. I was just like what is it? Falling off the wagon, on the wagon, one of those two, you know, where I'm like, no, I'm good. First spray, and that was it. I was cooked. I have used this whole sample, and it's intoxicating in that it just makes me happy. I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing it on my chest, and as I was sort of preparing and moving around, my body's heating up. And a few times I've said to myself, which one is that? And I'm smelling it, I'm like, oh, it's Neo Rio. I'm like, man, son of a. So it's a winner. And I thought maybe I'm just being crazy. I'm gonna tell you what I'm getting in just a second. Am I just being crazy? I was wearing it, Sandra's like, whoa, what are you wearing? That's beautiful, that's a beautiful fragrance. Okay. I said to Kevin, I had 2 samples. All right, here's the second one. So you can't even tell what it is, all right? So 2 things. I said, here, smell that. What do you think? And he goes, pop. It's like, whoa, that's really good. What is that one? And I'm like, son of a monkey, you know? So, yeah, Neo Rio works. I have to be totally honest. I'm not a fan of the bottle. I think well, again, I get it. They're going for that 80s vibe, you know, the very neon, bright colors. Cool. But the fragrance works. So forget the bottle. The fragrance in itself is just really, really sexy. what I get is a sweet allure on that first spray. So where like take KAJAL for instance, yeah, it has a bit of allure there, but not enough to sort of hook me. Whereas this on first spray, it just boom, instantly grabbed me by the throat. And then as it wears, I do get a bit of a booziness out of it. It does have a caramel tinge in there. Hang on, I'm wearing it on my chest. I get a balsamic, amber, resin-like element to it. A little while back, I had an opportunity to get a Louis Vuitton. Gary, grazie mille for letting me borrow it. And in that Louis Vuitton perfume atlas was labdanum. I fell in love with labdanum. I mean, Gary, I hope I left enough in there for you. But that labdanum from Spain is intoxicating, and it was so complex. There was this dark fruit, juiciness about it, and then it went into this floral. It had amber elements. I just thought, man, anything with just that in itself was enough to be a perfume. This is what I'm getting here. So I do get that dark fruit, resinous, rum-like, amber, balsamic, tinge of florals. Everything about the fragrance from beginning to end is gorgeous. The volume that the fragrance has is fantastic. Kevin, like I said, he sprayed it instantly, and we were probably about 1.5 meters, 2 meters apart. He sprayed it. I was anticipating it like I said, like someone who has an addiction. I was waiting for this, I was waiting for that hit, and then boom, and get that opening of that fragrance. And even Kevin mentioned, it's like, whoa, this fragrance has presence. It's 100% true. So I was getting 20 plus hours on my skin, like Duck Phillips. I have, I'm just like, I'm all there. So yes, for me, this is a winner, and I definitely feel that this is something that will be included in the collection. 27 minutes, I'm gonna stop. I'm doing good. I'm gonna wrap this baby up. Back. All right, last fragrance that I'd like to talk about, but first I need to give a massive thank you and acknowledge. So one of the guests that joined us on the Milan tour, Audra is her name. She is from Texas. Correct me if I'm wrong, Audra. And she is a massive perfume lover. I'm talking, these are all in capital letters, massive perfume lover. Anyway, as I've been saying, we don't get a lot of brands in Australia. We're like the other end of the earth. And whilst we were in Milan, we're chatting, and she mentioned there's all these different brands. I'm like, oh, we don't have that one. No, we don't have that one. So what did she do? She put together a care package for the Niche Fragrance Collector. Now, she sent 1 million fragrances. And I have to say, when I opened this up, I mean, and I did say to Audra, you didn't have to go this far, but anyway, I'm grateful for it. So House of Beau, it's a fragrance house we don't have. A whole collection of new fragrances that have come out. The new France's Cujon Kirby. Yeah, Kirby, boom. A brand that I did see in Exxon's, but I didn't get a chance to experience, which is Puzzle Perfume. A whole collection of stuff. So anyway, Audra, you rock. I appreciate your time, because you didn't have to do that. And I kept saying to her, so just so you know, I kept saying, you don't have to do it, you don't have to do it. But it's, when you love something and you want to share it with the world. And so anyway, thank you, Audra, appreciate that. Now, one of the fragrances that she did include in there is the new one from JUSBOX 54, and it's the one that was done in collaboration with Sebastian from the Perfume Guy, and also Julien Rescanet. And this was one that when she mentioned that she was going to put that in, I'm like, okay, fine, send me the box. Because I really want to, we don't have JUSBOX in Australia. And I was really curious to test this baby out. Now, I have been testing this quite a bit. Now, here's my take on it. And I want to get, if anyone who has 54, give me your take on it, all right? Because I'm still in the I'm not sure zone, all right? So when I first sprayed it, I'm like, oh, I don't like this. There was something in there, I'm like, this doesn't work. I did spray it, initially I sprayed it on card, and I'm like, it's kind of, there's something in there that I'm not sure about. Then bop, I sprayed it on skin, and I'm like, oof, there it is. And what did I say? It had, oh yeah, so it has a greasy, sort of bitter, opening to it. It's quite a harsh opening. It's not what I was, again, anticipating. I made some assumptions, and I do believe there is patchouli in here. And the assumption is that I know that Sebastian does live patchouli fragrances, so I just made, and I think I did hear that it is a patchouli style fragrance. I thought that I would love this from start to finish. Anyway, I was a little bit unsure. As the day progressed, I'm like, oh, what is that? Which one's that? I'm like, actually, that's not that bad. So it has, 54 has a harsh opening, which is a little bit sort of off-putting, and it's like, doesn't really sort of, and I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure, again, someone like Julien Rasquinet knows what he's doing when it comes to storytelling. 54 is in reference to the New York discotheque. So I'm like, could there be something like that staleness that happens when you walk into a club, you know, that sort of sassiness, and then as you get into the vibe and as you get into the stuff that's happening, you sort of ease into the evening and I don't know, the whole place comes alive sort of thing. So I thought maybe is that part of the storytelling of it? The fragrance does go into a very chocolate, caramel, patchouli, warmth, but I'm still in two minds about it. I mean, all those things, all those pieces, I'd be like, yeah, love, love, love. I love the beautiful patchouli fragrance, but there is a bitter note. There's something else playing in there that has me a little bit sort of, not unstable, but like I haven't quite completely fallen over to it. This is another one where Sandra didn't like it. I love it when Sandra doesn't like something. She's like, oh, what are you wearing? That's yuck. Not that Sandra is brutal. She's very direct. And so you know where you stand very quickly. But this is one that it's like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not so sure about this yet. So this is one where I think I need to experience it a little bit longer. So I have worn it. This is probably the second or third time. This is the third time that I've actually put it on skin. Admittedly, I'm competing, or it's competing against all the others that are on me. But I'm in two minds. I would love to know what you think of it. So if you have experienced 54, tell me what is it. I haven't looked at notes, so I don't know. All the things that I just shared are only impressions that I'm getting. I could be completely off the target. But I do get that. But again, there it is. This really unusual. So I get that there's a appealing sweetness, alluring sort of profile to it, but then there's something that's a little bit, goes in a different direction. Don't know what it is. Anyway, I'd be curious to know what you think of this baby here. And if you have got it in your collection, how do you feel it performs, etc. From a performance point of view, like I said, I wore it on skin, and I was getting 20 plus hours. So from a presence and projection and volume, fragrance is phenomenal in that respect. But in two minds. So it's not enough. And look, I'll go on more. Sometimes I find that there are some fragrances that I'm like, oh, it's not for me. Only for me to, you know, give myself another, I don't know, month or so, or whatever it may be. And all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, this baby's gorgeous. So, you know, how did I ever say that this was not for me? But I'd be curious to know what you guys think. We're done. There it is. 5 fragrances, currently testing. 2 are instant. They're going to be part of the collection. Wait for them to come through when it comes to the episodes. One, so if you want to know what they are, one is Voluptuous Oud, Francesca Bianchi, baby. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous if you love oud, and then I'd strongly recommend you test that baby out. And the other one is like a recovering person. I'm all in with, and tell me these guys don't know what they're doing. Come on. I actually joked with Kevin that my, I don't want to say it anyway. Yeah, she's my supply. Okay, here we go. So that's it. So that's it for when it comes to the talking of fragrances. I'm not going to go into all things community and the things of the channel. If you're here to find out a bit more about that, and thank you for your company, please stay on. I'd love you to stay on because we are still talking about perfumes, but in a different sort of conversation. And I'd love you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. It's a great support to us. All right, so in closing, members. So how do you become a member? okay, so firstly, why would you want to become a member? It's a great support to the channel. I've said this all along. These people here, they are my current members. We are going to do a spin the wheel in a few minutes, and 2 people are going to win. Let me send you some samples. So similar to this care box that I got from AUDRA. I don't do it this elaborate, AUDRA. You really went all out, but I do like curating at least 10 to 15 different fragrances that I send to you for you to test out. You tell me what you love, give me an idea, and then I try to, so I sort of satisfy that itch, but then I give you some other fragrances that I think you might also enjoy. Okay, so that's part of being a member. So as a member, you'll get that. Also, you have access to the NFC Discord. It's a great place to have a perfume conversation if you want to know more about all things niche perfumery, connect with other perfume lovers essentially, then this is a great place. And as I said, it's a great support to us. Now, if you are on a mobile device, this is how you can still access, because, okay, so if you're going off a desktop, just look for this join button, click on that, and you'll see that this panel will open up, bada boom, the rest you can take care of. But if you're working off a mobile device, I know how to do it on an iPhone. I'm going to say to be somewhat similar off a, like an Android. So on a mobile, on a iPhone, open up your browser, go to YouTube, then click here. And then I'd love you to select this and then select desktop. And now it'll open up as a desktop and you can see that the join button is there. So you can do it off your phone, or less steps if you just do it off your computer. It doesn't work off the app. So if you're trying to do it off the app, you're not going to find that join button. Boom. All right. So now the last thing, so the second thing is the Sora Dora Discovery series that I did. Here are the 2 episodes. The purpose behind these Discovery series is that you can now join me in real time as we discover fragrances together. Well, I say real time, but they have been pre-recorded. I do talk to camera as if you were there with me. Have a look at the comments in those episodes. You can see that people who have participated have enjoyed this interaction between myself and them as we smell fragrances together. For me, it's about experiencing something or sharing something with you that I really, really love. And Sora Dora, the collection, is incredible. You can use the code NFC10, and then go ahead and get yourself that Discovery set. Now, if you do buy that Discovery set, then send me a copy of your confirmation and you'll go into the draw to win a full bottle of any of the white collection. Your choice, I'll send it anywhere around the world. Now, if you happen to have bought it from the 1st of March, so I'm backdating this from the 1st of March, just send me an image of that confirmation, and I'll put you into the draw. These are currently the people who are in the draw so far. You can see the little flags next to them because at the moment it's all across the world. So no matter where you are, I'll send you that bottle if you happen to win. Competition will end on the 19th of June. Join it, because chances are you could win a €200 bottle for free. Your choice, bada boom. All right, here we go. All right, the fun part. All right, so let me spin this wheel. I'm gonna spin twice. Good luck. If you happen to win, please send me a DM and with your address, tell me the fragrances that you enjoy and I'll put something for you, curate something special and send it across. First person, good luck. Jacob F, my man. All right, congrats to you. Make sure you send me a DM even if you don't have Instagram, send me Facebook. If you jump on the Facebook, you'll see the Niche Fragrance Collector. Send me a message through Messenger. Good luck to the last person. Here we go. Doom, doom, doom. Edmund. Congrats. All right. Thank you, team. I appreciate your support once again. And actually, let me just stop recording. Bop, there it is. That's it, everyone. Maté Talk done. I look forward to your comments. Tell me what you think of the fragrances that I presented today and see how they, if you have them in your collection, tell me more about what you feel about them. Defend the cow, because the cow's the only one that is being sort of put is being put out the pasture. So defend cow, tell me why you love it so much. And like I said, I think I should be revisiting that in spring. I think it might work better then. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys all on the next Maté Talk.